Hello, and welcome back to the world of Arklands and to Mai's Academy. When we last left our heroes...
in training.
Elios was very, very sick. Because Ryan was sick.
Ain't that a coinky dinky?
Ryan is still not better.
We're getting there. Meanwhile, the other members of his team started their first classes, performing under different teachers, and all in all doing fairly well.
Oh, I forgot Al missed the first day of class.
Yes, he did. First week.
It's on brand.
Yes, it is. And after the classes, got invited to a
Rave.
nightclub. Yeah.
The heck have y'all been doing?
Team B is, Team B. No, we're Team B. Team A is bad
Team A,
influence.
yes.
You think?
Like you can talk.
It was a fun one.
Elle would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know,
Al would have, yes.
There's
hence the irony
yeah.
of the person that would enjoy it most not being there.
F's in the chat.
But as that night wound to a close and you finished week, that would be week 8, I believe.
Wow. Look at us go.
Yep. That is where we return for tonight's episode of Mai's Academy.
Drink some
Welcome
water.
back. So, it is the 12th of Noril, the beginning of week 9, and your last week before midterm break.
Oh,
Yep.
that was quick.
Yeah. It helps when you kind of skip through the majority of the first couple weeks of classes.
What week is this that we've been recording?
Well, like, real life sessions?
Yeah, real life.
This is session 18.
Session 1 was
Yes.
October 13th.
Oh, wow. We're way past 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't so fast.
And as building on that, most school weeks, unless there is a specific thing you are doing, will be nothing more than a single dice roll.
Okay.
When there are projects to work on, assignments, especially in combat classes, or other things, those will be played out more.
More. Got it.
That was me just correcting and the more ... to just more .
Backspace. Backspace.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love how well we articulate. Like, we're so good at using the English language, which has been graciously bestowed upon us.
I have a meme for that.
Wait, I got a meme for that.
Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to bring up the mechanics real quick. Elle, having finally recovered, you are able to attend your classes.
Yes.
Wait,
I've got to get back into the accent.
There you
I
go.
think we're good.
That's very fast.
I've gotten much better at it than before we started. And
Well-
the first couple of times.
Yeah. Well, to be
Gotta
fair,
warm
you
up
didn't
to
really practice it before we started.
I did too, you just didn't hear it.
Okay.
Don't worry, I was trying to do a Russian accent for Forge. It came and went repeatedly.
I just
You're
rolled with
focusing more on the content than the performance, and that's what's more
Yeah.
important in the end.
Um,
That's what we care about.
Look, to be fair, the only one of us...
it. We're not professionals!
The only one of us that should be doing it properly is me, because I'm the only one who's technically had classes to teach me how to do it.
yeah.
So,
Look at you hoity-toity over there, dang.
Okay, so
it was a fun time.
Caspian,
Yes.
start with you. Just need you to make an insight check.
Insight check. That's as middle of the road as it can be. That is a 10 on the die. Plus 3, so 13.
There you go.
13? Okay. Mark down, you have 1 success.
1 success. Okay.
Yep.
Very nice.
L,
Hi.
you are also taking insight.
Yes.
So I'm going to have you make a check at disadvantage because you did not have your first week of classes.
Can he make a flat roll if Cass helps him?
In further weeks, you guys can help each other for it, but I think for this week,
Okay.
you don't have enough footing to be able to
That's
properly
fair.
help him.
That's fair.
Since you're also just getting your feet. Your
That's
footing under
true.
you. So,
Sorry, buddy.
5.
okay. There's no penalty during the school weeks. It just you didn't retain as much from that. These successes will be a bonus for the end of semester exams for each class.
good.
And whether or not you pass those exams will determine whether you ultimately get the bonus.
Does Crow have to take an exam?
Got it. So no pressure.
You will have a decent chance of passing it, even if you don't have any bonuses.
Okay.
Theoretically, unless it is a skill that you are quite bad at. Speaking of, Ari, if you could make a
Ari's
perception
been
check.
great. Ari's a teacher's pet over here.
She really
She did
was.
really good.
Wow.
Can I make it with advantage or
No.
I appreciate that effort.
All right, that's a 21.
Very nice.
Continuing the trend.
What is the
15 on the die plus 6.
Whoa!
I'm deciding whether I'm going to give you 2 successes for that. I think I'm just going to give you 1, but if there is an actual 20, that counts as 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Doesn't that one count as a negative?
Yes. -1.
Yeah.
Did you roll it?
It is possible
I rolled a 2.
to end up more confused at the end of a class.
You know,
Having been to school for many years of my life, I can tell you with certainty that is possible. I think we can all agree on that.
Yep.
So, Throw, with you doing a lab, it's actually going to be a little bit different.
Okay.
Lamb.
Not too much different,
she's special.
but what skill set are you going to attempt to use to work on your wings?
I can pick.
It's your lab.
I'm debating investigation or arcana.
Well, instead of choosing a specific skill.
Okay, skill.
Sorry. My
Ability?
use of the word skill set was misleading. How are you trying to improve your wings? What method are you using?
Crow is doing a combination of like just testing things, trying out different setups and procedures, and then I guess the other would be getting advice from teachers and from others, talking to students or watching over their shoulders to see what they're doing, and then trying to integrate that into her own.
Okay, so right now you're focusing less on the actual making progress on your own project and more on bolstering the resources and kind of figuring out what direction you want to go in with them.
Essentially the blueprinting phase of it.
Okay. I would say make that investigation check.
Okay, cool. That is a 16 plus 7.
Okay, mark down 1 success.
Cool.
Why do I get the feeling that this is going to be the only success I have? You know, there's just something about it that makes me go, yeah, I feel like I'm going to roll bad.
Better start buying people food.
I got to buy myself stuff for my house, man.
Are any of you
No monies.
at all attempting to keep tabs on other students, what they're doing, how things are going, or anything like that?
Not particularly. I think Cass would try and keep tabs on Mushroom Man, see if there's anything, like any developments with that.
Got it.
Obviously Rose and Callan's team.
Yep. But for your own year group.
For my own year group, not in particular.
Okay.
I mean, he might kind of like, if there's anyone from the other team from Sarada in Insight, he might kind of like hang with them
not
a
specifically in Insight. I'm just saying like more in general across like.
Yeah, but those are the only ones that he would probably be, because it'd be like, okay, we're taking the same classes, maybe we can help each other out, kind of thing.
I will figure out a list of what all the other ones are taking at some point.
Yeah.
I do not have it this week.
That is fine. I'm just saying, like, there's nothing other than the mission stuff. There's not. I mean, Cass is not like particularly suspicious of people or interested in.
Yeah, more thinking less suspicions, more gossip.
No, Cass is not into gossip.
Yeah,
that's not something he's interested in.
Well then,
I think with
all of them.
Complete opposite.
I was gonna say, I think with Aries, like, with her, she's just spending, like, all the time just practicing perception and trying to, like, listen out for things. So I think she's just in general, like, trying to pick up on bits and things, especially with, like, the observant feat now and her being able to read lips.
She's just passively hearing about all the
she's
gossip.
just passively hearing about all the... She may not necessarily do anything with it.
Okay.
Though I think she is... I don't know if she would avoid... Who was the name of the guy who she talked to last session? Osei. I don't know if she would be avoiding Osei, or... I think she would avoid interacting with him, but kind of keep tabs.
Observe at a distance.
Yeah.
Fair.
But generally, I think she's just trying to practice her perception at all times.
And how about Crow?
She would probably ask Kakari at some point if the two of them were just chilling in the same room having conversation, and then if he talks, then him sharing about the rest of his teams and how they're doing.
So I'll say Elle and Crow make persuasion checks, and Ari make a perception check.
All right.
Flat one.
Hikari is talking about other stuff.
28.
Nice.
24.
Ooh.
Yeah. So between the two of you, in terms of context for other teams,
26.
Oh, thank you. Math. 26.
I was like, did his freaking persuasion go up another 2 points? Like, how?
Soon.
yeah, when the proficiency when the proficiency bonus goes up because he has expertise, it will go by 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Team A1A, which you guys would know as Elizabeth and Guardian's team, are finally ready and going on their mission.
Ooh, finally. Good job.
A week late.
Yeah, my freeze only worked in that one fight, but I guess I extended.
Wow.
Team M1A, Mackenzie's team, still not ready.
Ugh.
Rip.
King.
I'd feel bad for them if they weren't such dicks.
Yeah. If that one guy. Well,
I mean,
there's a couple of them.
Mackenzie was definitely
The
there.
worst of
Some
them.
of the others a little questionable.
Yeah. King is just on a losing streak with it.
He is
Has
not
not
the
been-
king in this situation.
No.
He's the jester.
Yeah, and so like you I think are able to like you hear about the team not being ready. You notice that King is notably has been pretty much all smiles the entire time he's been at the school. A shorter Triton glowing armor, hair tied back in a ponytail, kind of like gold scales.
Goldfish.
He's a fish man,
Fish man.
and he is gold. So,
Oh, shit,
Uh,
man.
but yeah, he's been looking a little dejected.
Does it seem... Is Ari able to pick up on if there's any bullying from his teammates?
I will say you can make an insight check.
Can I also?
I do think like if it's really visible that he's
It's
Like,
visible
dejected?
if pointed
Alright.
out.
Okay.
217, so 21.
Nice. 13 on the insight.
13. Yeah, difficult to say. With a 21, it appears to be more self-inflicted than anything.
The cast complex. Got it.
Yep. However, you definitely wouldn't rule it out. It's difficult to say for sure, but like, unless you want to go have a conversation with him.
No.
But even if there isn't explicit bullying, his team does appear to be giving him a bit of the cold shoulder.
Question.
Yo.
Was King the one that killed Kakari?
No.
Mm-hmm.
That was
was
Red.
Red.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
And
remember-
Mackenzie.
Red is a short fire ganassi.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to remember if there was anything significant about
Red.
King during the fight.
He didn't do a ton during the fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
But though he was laughing in a conversation with Mackenzie afterwards.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. That's why Cass
And
is like,
Mackenzie was the one who was being a butt.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
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 So
All right.
The week passes. What do the four of you wish to do for your midterm break?
Well, Ari had already talked with Crow about going
Finding
to
the
look.
treasure hoard.
Yeah, for the treasure.
Okay.
Treasure hunters for a week.
She would have filled Elle in a little bit on that. Did she get any more information from Olive?
Olive's only
Because she asked Olive to send. She was like, "I'm gonna have
That's
a
right.
midterm break coming up. I will have some free time. If you have any other resources you can give, I will look into this."
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
11.
11? Okay. Two books have arrived. One is a collection of first-hand accounts of Firesight collected by what amounts to a traveling journalist. This was long after it, but someone kind of went around, hey, you were there when it happened, can you tell me about your experience? And it's a lot of those collected into one book. Another one is more of a general text on red dragons. Ankargal Firesight is mentioned among with other prominently known red dragons, though not a lot of specifics. Like, you could definitely, it's more about like biology and anatomy and how differing traits affect different things and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. But I assume that book has information about like hordes and things like
a little
that.
bit, yeah. It's not, hordes are debated whether or not they are a biological instinct or just a general trend. The book definitely does make mention of it, and especially how there do tend to be common threads, as it were.
But like, Amy knows this as a player about like the layer effects, the way a dragon's layer will affect an area.
Yes.
Does it mention things like that with red dragons?
Definitely.
Yeah.
That being said, those you would know for a fact that those lair actions, the majority of the time, disappear when a dragon is killed.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you two will be staying on campus.
Yes. I have
Is-
nowhere to go.
Fair. Caspian, I assume, going home.
He's
And
going to be
how about
boring.
Al?
Meeting up with Forge as often as he can and heading over to the Smiths to learn.
During midterm break.
If they're there, yeah.
Fair. Forge actually is not there as frequently, other than when you encountered him. Your team probably filled you in later that after Forge showed up, the rest of the team showed up, and they have actually grouped together again and had a meeting with the headmaster and have gone and they are returning to doing missions.
Ari does not mention that she
She met
met and interacted with Maquette.
Okay.
Maquette being the paladin
Paladin.
elf.
Yeah.
that is on that team.
Got it. Okay. Elle would still be heading to the forge and using the scrap metal that's there in order to hone his ability to actually create things.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. All right. So, Caspian. You board a ship home. Probably one of the ones provided by the school. What does your midterm break look like?
Mostly recuperating from dealing with his teammates.
L.
Getting a replenishment on his allowance, for one. But he would see if his dad ever has time, because obviously his dad would be very busy. If his dad has time, he would like to he would like to ask him about the headmaster.
Okay. Go ahead and, because it's not just like he would spend time with you. You would be together at dinners.
Yeah.
He would definitely make time to spend with you. It's more, I think, about finding the right moment.
Yes.
When the plane catch.
So go ahead and roll me a D100.
Okay.
Kiera rolled a 100 on a D100 last
She
time.
did.
Yeah.
And
Which
that
is when
why-
we met
That's why we
McKet.
met
That's
McKet
40.
and
40?
I can't remember his
Okay, then I'm going to say make a
wins.
persuasion check.
Make a persuasion
I was
check.
thinking
Okay.
9.
Sorry, buddy. Good luck.
From Baldur's Gate.
Inspired. Never mind. I'm not there.
What about a different inspiration? That's a one.
I'm out of those,
So
buddy.
Cass does
That
not.
one?
Yeah, Cass does not find a good time to talk to his dad about it.
Yeah, there's it's not a fight,
Oh!
but there's a moment where your dad is high stress. Something's gone wrong with like a shipment where it got just completely messed up. Maybe like a ship was sunk by something or someone, and he was kind of in the midst of dealing with that. And Caspian chose that moment to try and talk to him, and it did not go well. And that meant that there was not there was a little bit of tension. I think like within a day or two, they kind of
Yeah.
like he would come to you and just, I'm sorry, that I blew up at you and
Yeah.
wasn't angry with you.
Yeah.
Circumstances.
Yeah. I know the spiel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay,
so
parents are human
yeah.
too.
exactly. Well,
Actually, he
Parents
is
are-
human.
Half elves too.
no,
Elf?
his dad is human.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, his dad is human. His mom is an elf.
Yes.
You're the one with questionable
He's-
parentage.
Yeah. That's true. Cass is a first generation.
We don't know what you're talking about. Dio's a great dad.
Yeah. So
This would be great.
the midterm break
Yeah.
is, I mean, like, overall a good time, but
Yeah.
you definitely don't
Cass-
get that.
Yeah,
accomplished.
Cass does not learn the thing he was hoping to learn when he went home.
Callan does show up at one point, along with Forge, Maquette, and 8.
Does Cass learn at that time that Ari and Maquette have met? Because he's talking
should
with them
mention it.
about, because I'm sure at some point they would mention that they met Cass's team. If
This
at
sounds
some
like a
point or
D100 roll.
another,
You get
Yeah.
I would say a persuasion roll.
okay,
Ooh, get it.
let's not be another nat one. That is a, what's my persuasion?
Persuasion.
Keeps locking on me. That's a flat 20.
It's a flat 20? Oh, okay. Yeah, Maquette has a conversation with you at one point. They're only in town for, like, essentially a lunch. But Callan promised you that he'd try to
Yeah.
swing by while you were home for break. Also, on a logistical note, because my brain is bouncing around, how much...
She just rolled 2 natural 20s in a
Two
row.
nat 20s as tests for the dice.
Well done.
It means nothing.
What a waste.
Way to go.
failure.
You have 500 gold as...
Mhm.
And how much did you spend?
All of it?
How much do you have left?
I have 40 gold, 5 silver, and 20 copper.
Your mama's going to refill it to 250.
Okay, cool.
Not-
250.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So not excluding the change of silver and copper.
Okay.
So
That makes that math easier for me. Thank
it does.
you.
Yeah. So not
Sweet.
filling it up completely, but
Yes.
giving you a little bit
Mm.
breathing room.
Yes.
But yes, Maquette has a conversation.
You're welcome.
Good.
I'm just thinking of all the things I can buy.
Stop! It's not your money!
Our wallet.
Our gold.
And help us find that hoard.
Work on
But
some
yes,
else.
Maquette has a conversation with you.
If he doesn't want me to share it.
Got to meet some of the members of your team.
Ah, yes. I know that you are all in the school and met a few of my classmates, my teammates.
Yes, they quite the counterbalance, wouldn't you say?
What do you mean?
I mean that to your sensibility, there's at least one that comes to mind with equal amounts of volatility.
Oh, talking about Crow.
Oh yes.
Yes.
She got along great with 8.
That does not surprise me.
Forge is very much a fan of Elle.
Huh. Okay, that doesn't really surprise me either. I mean, I talking with Elle about Forge, it sounds like he's made a new best friend.
I would not be surprised.
Well, Elle is good at making friends.
Yes, that was it's a good thing to have on your team.
That's true. As long as he learns some boundaries. Yes.
Well, that's why temperance is also a good thing to have. It's what your brother is for us, and I sense what you and Ariel are for your team.
You met Eri.
Yeah.
Oh, you better insight check that right there, my man.
That's weird. She didn't mention anything about meeting you. What's that face?
It's not mine to tell. I have known you for a number of years at this point.
You make it sound like so long.
Well, in my life, it is a blink. You know how good I am at sussing out secrets, and how good I am at keeping them.
Yes.
So you're going to...
Well, it never hurts to ask.
You can ask, and you can be denied. When she's ready to talk about it, she'll talk about it.
You're such a right prick sometimes.
Someone's gotta be.
Well, someone's got to keep Callan on his toes. So.
Yeah, exactly.
You and 8 do that quite well.
You can make an insight check if you'd like to.
Okay. I think Cast will, for once. It's 15. Probably not enough for her.
No, her expertise is in insight, not necessarily deception. She's also not necessarily trying to hide it, but you do get a sense of sadness, of however good she and 8 might be at keeping Callan on his toes.
Never as good as Rose.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they leave after lunch, and the rest of your midterm break goes as described. Now for you, chuckleheads.
We're gonna get rich.
You're gonna try.
Dig through some ruins.
Treasure hunt. Treasure
Watch
hunt.
out, nat 20 on its way.
All right. Yeah, Ari spends the first couple of days combing through every page of the books, learning everything she can about Firesight and about red dragons as a whole, and like what their hordes typically consisted of, and effects that their lair would have on the environment and things like that to try
Go
and pinpoint.
ahead and make me a investigation check.
All right. I already have advantage. Crow can't read, so can't help me.
That got
Would she have
revealed
asked
way
in the-
earlier than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 7 and a
Considering
3.
it's a school
It's only an
setting,
11.
you would think it would pop up pretty
With an
soon.
11, there's not really a lot of, at least not specific
Oh,
details.
sorry, I lied. That's a 9. I was
Oh.
looking at insight.
Yeah, definitely. Like there's a difference between reading and comprehending, and one of the books, the book about the eyewitness accounts, is people that were absolutely terrified and had no idea what they're talking about. And the book on the anatomy and biology of red dragons is far too technical and detailed and difficult to parse in terms of, like, you understand the words on the page, but that doesn't mean that it.
There's no relevant information
Yeah.
that Ari can pick out. All right.
Crow is going to go to town and try to find a map of what that upper city used to look like.
Okay. For that, I'm going to say a D100.
Okay.
Because that is just a question of whether or not someone even has one.
That is a 73.
Okay.
Funny number.
Is there anywhere specific that you are looking?
Every seedy place she knows.
And the
I
copper
mean-
captain.
She would assume that such a thing would be found at, like, a library, or if there's, like, a cartographer in town that
Okay.
specifically has map illustrations.
I mean, depending on how like the city is structured, City Hall
It's
would
true.
probably have some old records somewhere buried.
So, okay, in that case, go ahead and make a history check.
Okay. That is a 14.
A 14. While there may have been a city hall, that city hall is now part of the ruins, and any records that would have been held there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then
Mm.
cartographer, library.
There are libraries, there are bookstores, but none that are of, like, records or anything like that. There are definitely some people you can talk to, but that would be a persuasion check
Fair.
to be pointed in the right direction.
I'll try it. That's a 6. So a 5.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that does sound about right, and you get the reaction that you would expect. You don't get a lot of information.
Okay. Then in that
You
case,
think it's likely there is one somewhere in town, but at this point in time, doesn't look like you're going to be able to find it.
yeah. Then she would probably focus her time on flying above the ruins and trying to get a map for herself.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
Trying to understand the layout of the town, what things look like. Overall.
Because of the height advantage, go ahead and make a perception check with advantage.
Cool. Stop rolling 6s.
Get another dice.
It's usually
Yeah,
fine.
we are not rolling well tonight. I hope your
I think
break
you,
goes well.
you
my
do have an
friend.
inspiration for bringing me buffalo
I'm just
chicken.
making stuff.
I do?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm making
Prep food for
You working off that debt?
I'm
boy?
making waffles.
Which dice to roll?
Actually, yeah.
Same number.
That's exactly what I was doing, trying to make magic items.
Rolled 3 6s by now.
oh no, that was a 9.
There was this. I'm pretty sure there was a 6.
No, it was a 9. The dot was on the
Okay.
bottom.
Then 11.
Okay.
Great rolls. We're doing great.
I'll say this. You don't find a lot, but you are able to find the building that was the former city hall.
That doesn't matter anymore to her. She's looking, if anything, she'd be looking for where it would look like a dragon would keep its hoard, where he sat most often.
Well, that being the thing, the dragon and Cargill Firesite ruled over the town and often treated the until there was the uprising that caused the ruins to become the ruins.
Oh, I thought that happened in his initial appearance.
I'm sure some of it did.
I thought
some
he
of it did,
showed
yes.
up, burned a whole bunch of the upper city, and then ruled over the lower city.
So,
We were fighting a god.
no, when he first showed up, he definitely destroyed some buildings and all that. But he ruled for over 100 years.
Okay.
And then because he had not done anything too destructive, he was a tyrant over the town, but he didn't really kill people, at least not frequently. Townsfolk.
One killing every couple of years, just to keep them in line.
Exactly.
Nope, I stand corrected. It was from his initial. Because the
I
townsfolk. No, you were correct. I needed to remind myself. The uprising was an attempt to take back the territory that is the ruins. And that uprising got wiped out.
Rip.
Yeah. That being said, the ruins were in somewhat working order. Like not all of it, but like the city hall would have been one of the last buildings destroyed. So it would. All that to say, it would be a site he would have frequented.
Okay.
If for symbolism's sake, if nothing else. And a good center point to base.
But what Crow would assume is that he would keep his hoard away from the main spot, because like that's where he always is. That's where anybody would look if they're sussing out where it might be. So she's looking more for like places like near the outskirt of town or something like that, where there could potentially be something buried away or a little cave or.
With an 11, yeah, nothing of that sort catches your eye.
Okay.
Yeah. And how about L?
Learning how to make magic items.
Okay.
pretty much
Are
it.
you still trying to teach yourself, or are you trying to get more into actually crafting one?
I think he spends the week doing a mix of research, which is new to him,
Okay.
and practical training of actually building
Okay.
the item and then learning the different ways to imbue something with magic, whether that be the runes,
So what?
etc.
One of the things that would help with that the most is there a specific type of magic item that?
Still working on the bracers specifically.
Okay. And these would be braces of
Defense first.
basically braces of defense.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
he would start trying to make those.
So let me just check a thing real quick and see what.
If you can
those are.
make magic items like that, you should totally make some of those for Aerie.
Make a set of
Bracers of defense.
the ones I got from the red
Hang
floor
on,
are
hang on.
purple.
You act like this hasn't been my plan from the start.
Well, you gotta sell one.
I'm gonna sell the crappy ones, obviously.
Okay.
So
The test
just so you know, a braces of defense being a rare item.
Yeah.
Oh, that's blue. Never mind.
Yeah.
No. He's still working towards that one. But the green one first. What is it? Bracers of archery.
I mean, there are.
There are braces of archery. There's the cloak.
How about action? No, it's,
Well, cloaks aren't typically made of metal.
Oh yeah, that's true.
he's working on some type of
Yeah, there's bracers of archery, which are, though, I don't know, in my mind, bracers of archery are usually leather.
Well,
The depiction,
didn't
the
you
picture
debate
of them.
working more with weapons?
He did, and that
Make a plus one dagger.
the speed at which he transitions over to weapons it depends on how quickly he's able to build the bracers first. He's still going to try. His focus is still armor for the time being, but there is that the weapons are calling his name.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so I will call that essentially research downtime.
Okay.
So go ahead and, instead of a research check, go ahead. Actually, no, there is a training. So go ahead and make a Smith's Tool check.
Okay. So I'm proficient in those.
Yep. And given that you are attempting to do essentially research and you're kind of experimenting with it, I would say either intelligence or
The other option.
well, let's go a wisdom based
Okay.
Smith's Tools check.
Anything other than intelligence. Wisdom-based Smith tools check.
So wisdom plus proficiency.
Yeah. That's an 8.
Oh man, we're all just rolling like
Yeah.
crap tonight.
After being completely knocked out from being sick, you are not performing super well.
It happens to the best of us.
Just there's every time you think you're finished, you notice more impurities, and you go back to fix them, and end up kind of breaking a different part of it on accident, and it's frustrating.
I've been there.
Can you make me a wisdom save?
I can. I don't want to, but I will.
Please tell me that's what I think it is.
Cass and Elle are having a rough break.
Rough time too.
What do you want it to be, Trey?
Please tell me that's a 1.
That was a natural 1.
That is a 1. I get to have fun with this.
Good knowing you, Elle.
Does Elle have fever dreams?
It is hot in the forge. Oh boy. Why?
I know, right?
You spent the better part of 2 weeks, better part of a week, bedridden, and you don't remember most of that time. You've finally gotten back up on your feet.
Oh jeez.
But there's a night closer to the beginning. No, I'll say about halfway through the week. And you go to lay down. And when you wake up, your entire body just feels very uncomfortable.
Describe. In what way?
It's like you're itching on the inside.
I don't like this.
And as you go and start kind of just, you notice that your hands are deathly pale.
Okay, I don't know what's happening, and I don't like it. Cure wounds?
Okay. Yeah, you go to cast Cure Wounds,
On the hands.
and you cast it, and you feel the magic leave you, and you know, being the caster of the spell, that it has nothing to take hold on.
Are you undead too? Did you die?
Not to my knowledge.
He's become the mushroom.
I don't know.
Mushroom man! Mushroom man! Mushroom man!
Let's see. Is there anything? Well, first of all, okay. Elle will go to the nurse.
Yeah. You
So grave.
Right.
Not yet.
You swing your legs over the edge of your bed, and you stand up, and you feel your entire weight and mass shift as you do. And you look down at your hands and see that your flesh is almost sagging.
Whoa. I pinch myself.
You pinch, and it goes through the skin,
I don't know if I'm awake or not.
and there is no blood.
I'll begin to panic a little bit.
Yeah, that's the appropriate response.
There's no blood, just white, organic matter.
Does it seem familiar?
Very.
Mushroom man. Whatever did you do?
That's just what's going on in.
Mushrooms.
So these are so it's mushrooms, to a degree.
Possibly.
I'm gonna talk to it.
There's nothing to talk to.
Okay.
It's you.
Go to the bathroom mirror.
Yeah. You can see that as you go to the bathroom, flip on the light. It's like a dial, it turns on a magical lamp.
They've got magical dimmers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a glow stone, but it's control.
Well, it's like an oil lamp. You can turn the flame
Yeah.
up and down.
And you kind of reach up to the mirror to kind of touch your face, and your hand is skeletal.
And this is real. This is.
You're feeling it. It feels
Okay.
very, very real.
Maybe I do need to go see Grave. Since that's where I'll be if I don't get this fixed.
So you look from your hand back to the mirror. It is not you in the reflection. It is a bandaged face.
Death.
You are intruding.
How do I not? I don't want to be. I'm not here by my own volition. How are you?
It's so stupid, but it's so Alan.
Can't have a serious moment.
Sweet guy to look death in the face. How are you doing? How you been? It's been a minute.
It has been. My hands are falling off.
Try it again. And this will not only be your fate, but the fate of everyone you care about.
See, you can threaten me all you want. It doesn't bug me. Don't threaten those I care about.
It's not a threat. It's a promise. Now, wake up! And you bolt upright in bed.
You good?
That made me jump.
I think I made every one of us jump. I I'm gonna love listening back to this while I'm playing a game, and then all of a sudden I'm just gonna hear, "Wake up! What's going on?"
Well, now you're gonna get it twice, genius.
That's
You
right.
bolt upright in bed in a cold sweat. Immediately check your hands, your skin, everything is normal.
Okay.
Your heart is racing. But you are alive.
Okay.
And you are you.
I need more of that mushroom.
You stupid ass bitch.
That's a 7.
Your wisdom is what?
12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh no, he has an idea, but it's not that.
Well, you are somewhat in luck. Because as you wake up and get going for the day, you are informed that the remains of the pale bear have been found and brought back to the school.
Oh
They
boy.
arrived last night.
That's kind of sus.
That's
really sus.
dinky.
He's daring you to touch it.
Reverse psychology. He's like, I need a thrall.
Do they know who delivered them?
Oh yeah, it was faculty of the school
Okay.
that went
Investigating.
to, after your conversation with Grave. Grave was able to speak to the headmaster. I rolled for it. He was able to
Nice.
convince him that it is a worthy use of school resources, and so they retrieved it. Especially given that it's midterm break, no responsibilities, no classes to teach, so they went and got it, and it is on school grounds.
Where?
Off limits for the time being.
Yeah.
You are not told where. You are told it is here, and that with supervision from a teacher or house leader, you can get access to it.
What class was our house leader again?
You don't know.
Oh, that's good. That's a good question to ask. How's he gonna go to Grave?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Griff, in his office. There's not a door.
I know.
So you're just knocking on
He
like
does
the...
have a door.
No, he's in his office. There's a door between his office and... otherwise, that's a portal that leads in.
Well, you said that there's the main room and then there's the two offices which you enter through door.
So L walks into the
No,
office.
his main room.
Hang on.
Main room is shared with the other teacher.
This will make sense.
I
Try
don't
it.
think so.
L walks into the office, starts knocking on the wall. Grave, can I come in? Thank you. And then walks forward.
Why, yes. Take a seat.
Oh, good. I figured it'd be say yes, so.
I would. Just interrupted a good part of the book.
Oh, what did he read? No, focus. Focus now. Death.
Something that plays us all.
Me a lot more lately, and I don't like it.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. Never mind. I know of this spell. Barely. You use it. Good catch. You use it to see what someone else is doing.
Scrying?
Yes! That. Can you do that?
I can.
Can you see where Death is and what he's doing?
Am I capable of doing this? Yes. Would it be wise to do so? No.
Why?
Because Scrying is not something that is unnoticeable. Basic detection can discern it. And, most often, there are ways to sense that you are being looked upon. The idea of the hairs on the back of your neck raising, just feeling that you are being watched. Sometimes it might be that there is a scrying eye. Not all the time, but drawing his attention, I am not certain would be a wise course of action.
It might be too late for that.
Then drawing it more would definitely not be a wise course of action.
He threatened the team, including Crow, so...
Make a persuasion check.
We're gonna go ahead and expend that inspiration.
There we go. Okay.
That was worse.
Did you only have one?
Yeah, I only had that one. So, 13.
13?
No. Yes, 13. That's how math works.
I wouldn't know.
Do we have reason to believe that the threats are not more than just words?
He had a giant mushroom undead bear that's currently here on campus.
It is because a man summoned it, and then you fought it and killed it. And it is now here on campus because we retrieved it.
Yes.
This death has not shown an ability to act at long distances. At least not yet. And at least not if not invited.
What do you mean long distance?
If he is anywhere near where it is possible that he is somewhere nearby.
He was in my room.
That's gonna be an insight check. It's only a 16.
Al's not lying. In his mind. Well, that's better. That's a 27.
When?
When I woke up just now.
He was in a dream? Or he was there when you woke up?
It seemed pretty real. And I have a friend who's able to talk to someone in her dreams. I don't know if he can make himself there or not, but dreams wig me out.
Okay.
You put this poor man through so much. It's only gonna get worse.
Why do you want me to scry on him?
To see exactly where he is and what he is doing, so that we can prepare for something.
While I do not have opposition to gaining intel, a genuine question. What if he could manifest as a result of appearing in your dream? Then it does not matter where he is. So, what information could we gather that would help make a plan?
I don't think the smoke would be visible coming out of his ears, but if it was, you could see it. because he can't really think of a reply. He just goes,
So not smoke, anger, smoke, you're stuck. Like revving a car engine
Yes.
into neutral.
yes. That's exactly what happened.
Just a lot of engine pumping and going absolutely nowhere.
The single gear in his head keeps trying to turn, but it keeps slipping.
It got caught on the cobwebs.
Would it make you feel better to know where he is?
Yes.
That will be an insight check. Less about whether he means that, more about if he actually stopped and thought about it, if it's true. That is a natural 20.
I don't know what that means, because...
It means that you, Ryan, as the player, would it help Elle to know?
Oh.
You become more stressed.
Knowing Elle, he's panicking.
Mm-hmm.
So, would it help him calm down? Yes. Would it help him from a tactical perspective? Ray, Elle is not.
Grave is also thinking of things on an emotional level, not purely tactical.
Yeah. Very, very much it would calm him down if he knew that the guy was nowhere near the school.
Okay.
Now, come to find out that he's very close to the school, you might get the exact opposite.
That's true, but if that's the case, that's something that they should be worried about.
Yeah.
I will attempt it. There's no guarantee we'll even work.
Thank you.
And he was going to pull out a very fancy-looking mirror.
Ooh.
Posh.
It's the necessary material component.
Yeah.
I mean, it just says, like, a silver mirror, right?
I think it has to be like worth a certain amount.
Oh, okay.
Double checking.
It could just be like
A
a
focus
brand
worth
thing.
at least 1,000 gold.
Ooh. Ooh. That is
So a
posh.
silver mirror is listed as an option,
I
but
feel
it has
like
to be a silver mirror
They were referring
worth
to
1,000
like
gold.
a big mirror.
I mean, it also says such as a crystal ball, a silver mirror.
I have a question.
It's like a name brand thing. It's like the price is up there because it's yeah.
I have a question.
Yo,
Who determines the value rate of items? Like, does
Right.
inflation factor into that?
So my genuine response to that is that the process of being necessary for spells and that being set prevents inflation. Because because the value of gold can't change because then the necessary components for things changes, and that's too integral to how the entire economy already works that they cannot
There's a
afford
law
for
against
inflation
it.
to happen.
Okay, so I know this is super off topic, but counterfeiting gold is like a real thing. Like, you could just like conjure up gold. So would that mean that that's like a major offense? Like, you do that, you get caught, you get sent to jail forever, or like you get sent to like
you need
a
the
demi-plane.
You need the material components to make the gold. Therefore, there is a cost associated with creating the gold. Therefore, it goes back into the system.
It's true.
Economics.
What if you use magic to create?
We can discuss this another time.
So here's the
price
biggest
of
problems
gold
with
straight.
him casting scrying.
Is he doing it now?
Yeah,
Don't
Would
you want a piece of the bear flesh?
it's not a piece of his flesh, unless that's your current
We
theory.
don't. It might be. If I can talk to a dead mushroom and then get him on the same call, that's weird, and not normal.
That would help. Stay here. Grave will go and retrieve a cutting.
Is Elle gonna rifle through his desk and see what he was reading?
I was looking at the book.
Is it a spicy book?
Spicy, no. Trashy, yes.
The trashy romance novel?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like Kakashi from Naruto, and if you know anything about that.
Oh, I do.
Elle doesn't comprehend the book.
for the record, it is also there's a book
Overruled.
sleeve around it that is different than the actual title. Like the book sleeve that is around it
So
is
out goes.
much more. It's just of like generic fiction, but the book inside is the trashiest romance novel with like
Is it Tuscaloosa?
No.
no.
That's not canon in this universe.
That's true.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
It's like called Whisked Away at Sunset. It's about a chef who falls in love with
Yeah, it's something like that.
girl or something like that.
And Rose never caught him because she can't read.
The Mistress of Death and her guardian.
That would be a little on the nose. But he comes back with what is essentially a petri dish.
Grave, what does sensuality mean?
It means I need to get you a dictionary.
Okay. What
You're
what
going
does
to put the book down now.
Okay.
Internal consideration over whether modified memory is worth it. It's not. Moving on.
Wait for when anyone else in the group finds out.
Ari will pick it up and be like, oh, I've read this one.
Guys would pick it up.
Very different reactions.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is secondhand. He has only heard of the target, so Death gets a +5
Okay.
additionally.
Inspire.
It is not a. So you're going to.
I'm going to inspire Grave.
So that it's a save
Oh, okay.
made on.
Then I can't.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So I will say this: you do now know the part of the bear is not part of his body.
Okay. Interesting.
I will count it as a possession or garment.
Oh, cool.
It has a close enough link for that. So it's a +5, -4. So in addition to whatever save he already has for wisdom, he will have an additional +1.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That is a natural 20 to save against it.
Oh man.
Yeah, checks out.
That's unfortunate.
Death is does not want to be found, and I think he knows you're looking for him. El, you know what Cass said, like, you know, during his break of, oh yeah, El's great at making friends. El is also great at making enemies, apparently.
Yes, he is.
As he
very true.
kind of looks into the mirror, make a perception check.
14.
You notice the small cutting of the fungus in a just glass dish. Almost pulse. And Grave puts the mirror down and just you see just the veins on his hands bulge and just strain as he takes 18 necrotic damage.
You just got our teacher hurt.
You're the first.
First one for physical damage.
That was uniquely unpleasant.
Hey Trey, this does not alleviate El's concern.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. You said he took 18?
Mm-hmm.
17 points of healing.
Nice. do not believe I will be attempting that again for a little while.
Okay. Bye. Al turns around and is very rigid, but is walking away.
Sit down.
Okay. Same level of rigidity. Sits down.
Can you make a wisdom save, please?
Oh boy.
The dice, man.
Yeah, no kidding. 7.
Okay. Are you alright?
It's not coming off, so I think so, yes. That was the part of the dream.
I figured. What's on your mind?
Constipation?
Now you remember
Zone of truth.
you remember that commercial of the green monster sitting in the yoga class? And it was,
Big monster, it's the Grinch.
it is the Grinch, but release all those feelings from your mind.
Correct.
That's what Elle does.
It is healthy to let go.
I've done something stupid again, haven't I?
If it helps, we have done something stupid.
You know, that does help a lot, yes. Thank you. I don't feel better, but...
You're not alone.
What do we do?
For now, I think it would be wise to turn your attention to other things. Here's the reality. If this death had an intention to come to the school, there are much greater things than me to prevent him from doing so. While you are within these walls, you are under our protection.
Grave can tell that it doesn't alleviate anything for Elle. No roll is needed.
When there is nothing that you can do about a situation, continuing to dwell on it doesn't tend to bring about positive results.
I don't believe there's nothing that I can do about a situation. This situation, any situation. Everyone can do something, even if it's small.
While that may be true, there are also times when attempting to do more than you're currently capable of can end up doing more harm than good.
How can I become more capable?
By focusing on what you're here for.
Okay. I can do that. At least I'll try. I'm trying to make magic weapons, but... well, magic items. It's difficult. But I'm trying. I guess this is the first time in my life that I'm actually scared.
Fear is a good thing. Most heroes that are without fear end up dying to things that were entirely preventable.
Well, I'm not a hero. So maybe that's why I have fear.
No. Because one thing that is most common among those that do end up being heroes is that they are typically afraid. Fear is natural. It is your body and your mind telling you that there is danger. Whether that danger be physical, emotional, or otherwise. It's a response. A natural and often, but not always, correct. Correct is the wrong word. But it's not something to be rejected. And it's not something to be ashamed of.
I'm supposed to be the one making jokes and laughing.
And learning how to keep their spirits up, even when you are afraid, that will help them to do what they're also good at, even when they are afraid.
I think that I can do that. Thank you. I'm going to go try something. Calm down.
And as you leave the room, I would like you to make a perception check.
Oh boy, all the wisdom stuff that I'm not good at. That was an 18.
You realize that for part of this conversation, the hairs on the back of your neck have been standing up. And it doesn't stop even after you leave the room.
He's gonna keep walking. He's gonna go to the forge.
Takes a few minutes to get there, obviously. And at some point during the walk, the feeling fades.
Before it leaves. Try me. And see what the blood of a dragon can do.
So, you make your way to the forge.
Yep.
And what do you do there?
I'm gonna try and make a sword.
Okay,
A long sword.
alright. And is that what you want to spend the rest of your week doing? I
That's what I'm gonna spend the rest of the semester doing.
Okay, fair enough. So, okay. When it comes to crafting an item,
Mm-hmm.
so for a magic item, if it's uncommon, that takes 2 work weeks in general. As for just mundane items, to determine how many work weeks it takes to create an item, divide its gold piece cost by 50. So the average price of a longsword, I'll look that up real quick. Is only 15 gold.
Right.
So that means it would take only a third of a week to craft one. Just a normal longsword. So I will say that, yeah, assuming you roll well enough, you would be able to, it wouldn't be magical, but you would be able to forge a proper longsword just with the remainder of your midterm break.
Nice.
Sure, let's do it.
All right. Then go ahead
No
and...
one's made a weapon in a long time.
Has he ever made, like, wholesale made
He's
a weapon?
never made. The only weapon that
He's
worked on
repaired
was
weapons.
Rose.
Well, that was the first one.
Yeah.
I think he's helped repair other ones. Not often, but on occasion.
Yeah, he's never made one.
But he's never
himself.
made one from scratch. Okay.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll me a D100 to see if there is anything interesting in the scrap pile.
60.
60? Yeah, it's just, it's decent metal,
Yeah,
but
that's-
nothing like particularly special.
That's fine.
So, go ahead. What is going through El's mind as he does this?
Besides panic,
I don't think it is.
No, it's resolve. He wants to make a weapon. He wants to make a weapon that is going to defend and protect.
Okay.
That's what his objective is. So, it's just going to be a sword, obviously. But
No,
the ideal is
I
there.
understand. It's, yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make me a Smith's Tools check,
Okay.
which you're proficient with.
Mm-hmm.
does anybody have an inspiration?
I did bring cupcakes and Kiera had some.
You did.
10.
10. And I was one, it's gonna be strength based,
Okay.
and 2 with advantage.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you can roll one more time.
Strength? What do you mean by strength based?
So it's your strength modifier plus your proficiency.
Ah, I
Like
see.
how the
okay.
first check earlier was wisdom based.
Got it. So that's 5. 16.
Total?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. You make a full-on longsword. Is there anything specific about the design that you have in mind, or?
I'm gonna kind of model it after Cass's swords, just
Okay.
because I like the look of them. But it's a single long sword
Yeah.
with a curved elven style blade.
I like to imagine the hilt, like the hilt guard where the cross guard and the blade meet, is a symbol of a shield.
Yeah.
Either a typical like flat topped curved bottom, or a more like diamond shaped kite shield.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can add a longsword to your inventory.
Cool. That's one of many that he's gonna make. This is prototype 1.
All right. How long?
Excluding shenanigans, like an hour and a half.
Cool.
I do have something else in mind that I wanted.
Okay, fantastic.
for it.
Kind of as the days have gone on, and Ari and Crow don't
And
really.
the two of you are also informed, in addition to Elle, that the bear remains half arrived.
Yeah, we don't really get anywhere with looking for stuff
Yeah.
in the ruins, and Ari's kind of like we're not finding anything more useful, and it's going to be kind of a waste of time to go up there and dig around.
Crow's gonna try and find some dragon skills though. Shiny.
Nice.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
And then
Yeah,
Aries
no,
thing.
you're good.
That is 17.
17. Unfortunately, it has been a number of years since, so you do not find any.
That's a good number.
It is a good number.
It is a good number. What number do I have to get in order to find a skill?
DC 20.
That's too high.
No, it's not. You rolled a 10 on the die.
Dragon shed
They
scales.
do, and it's been like.
He was there for like 100 years.
And it's been like 60 to 70 years of people scrounging and looking already. You have to
Okay,
find one that no
well,
one's
that's
found so far.
Plus, I mean, they are organic. They will eventually decay.
Do they? You can make
Not
armor
within
out of
anyone
them.
present in the team's lifetime.
Okay.
Except maybe Ares.
No.
All right. Valid.
It's dragon scales are used to make armor.
Yeah.
They are not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
Can I check each day?
Check next semester.
Gremlin.
Me a d20.
That's a 12.
You can ask L for bardic inspiration and add it to that roll.
Ask him. Just won't find it.
What
Can
does
she
bardic
add-
inspiration add?
D6.
Engrave. No, wait, not bardic inspiration. I was thinking.
You want guidance?
Yeah.
Bardic inspiration is a better chance.
Okay, but that would require asking a teammate for help.
Yeah.
What a concept!
Well, I guess Crow doesn't find it because she's a loner.
Barely even know her.
Shut your face.
I don't think she would think to ask someone for a magical assistance.
Less so specifically for bardic inspiration, more so if L contributes at all, he can provide bardic inspiration. Which then you can then add to the 17 you've already rolled, and therefore have a...
It's a 50-50 shot after
No,
that.
it's 4 out of 6, 2/3.
Yeah.
Because of 3,
Oh, yeah, I
3
guess
4, 5,
3
6
would
would hit the DC.
Fair. What if she approached it in the manner of just like talking about dragon related things? Because L's half dragon.
Show me how you do it. How would Crow approach it?
Time to role play.
I feel like at some point she would have run into him.
You didn't
Like she wouldn't
head down to
she
the
wouldn't
forge?
specifically seek him out. It
Oh.
would be like in passing.
Cool.
I do imagine that Crow would visit the forge on a
that's
semi-regular
true.
basis as well.
Pairs
So
for
running
reason.
into L there
That's true.
is definitely within the realm of possibility.
Yeah. So she would be probably come up next to him, seeing him working there. She's working on her own equipment.
You're gonna have to call out to him. He does not notice you at all.
So how much do you know about dragons?
Oh, hi, Crow. How long have you been here?
I literally just got here.
Oh, welcome. Good to see you. You're
caught
doing
up
well.
in it, huh?
Do what?
Caught up in it, huh?
Yes. I've not done this before, so it takes a lot of focus.
I thought you knew things about the forge.
I do. I know a lot about making armor and shields.
Ah, never. Swords?
No, I've never made one myself.
To be fair, I haven't either. I don't use the forge for that kind of thing. But,
So, what did you ask?
have you ever worked with, like, dragon materials?
No, why?
Scales. Like, there's armor made of scales. You
Yeah,
know?
I'm familiar with it. It's very expensive. We did maybe the guild was commissioned once or twice, but my father took all of those, and I was not allowed to help. Big, expensive requests were done by the best, so I never got to use it. Use the scale or work with the scale. Haven't actually never seen a dragon scale.
I hear there's a red dragon that used to live here in this town. I'm
Yeah.
trying to look for some scales.
Ooh,
Just,
it's been
because-
how long?
100-something years. I don't remember.
Plenty of craftsmen would probably have already taken them.
I mean, it's a whole ass dragon, you know? There's gotta be something there.
I mean,
I
maybe.
I can think of a few places that I haven't like investigated yet, but I've kind of looked around, I haven't found any yet, but maybe.
Okay. Well, good luck.
She would go back to work.
Would L...
He was never asked.
Does L need to be asked explicitly? Knowing him? I know Ryan wants to see Kiera and Crow squirm, but
This is true.
would L need to be asked?
Hang on. Okay. He would.
Okay.
He would need to be, or he would get...
He would need to be asked.
Okay.
She wouldn't think to. Like,
Because
honestly,
he knows what's going on right
I
now.
wouldn't even think of the idea of, oh, hey, can you give me bardic inspiration? Like, I don't even know how you flavor that.
Do you need?
Do you need any help?
Yeah.
That's true. Well, yeah.
But you wouldn't?
No.
She's too prideful.
No. Okay.
It's not even about pride, she just wouldn't think of that.
Okay, so she's too dumb.
She's too independent.
So too dumb.
Not used to people wanting to help her.
Yeah. So
Imagine
does
that.
Crow leave?
She would finish working on what she's doing, and then she would leave.
Okay. As she just hits that 30-foot mark. Inspired.
Okay.
And you hear in your mind, next time don't be afraid to ask.
That being said, I could also see Elle just shouting that across the room.
I think he has
I like
enough
this one better.
respect for
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So you can add 86.
Watches it's a 1 or a 2. It's a 3. Cool.
Oh!
Just
go!
So,
Character progression.
Yeah.
as you are searching for that scrounging around,
Scrounging.
Elle's words ring in your head a little bit about how craftsmen have probably already gathered most of them. You think for a moment, and you go to a building that was previously a blacksmith,
Sure.
and you find a few that had been tucked away, presumably by the former blacksmith.
Ah.
Someone who had already gathered some at some point during Firesight's rule, and hid them away for a rainy day.
Yay.
So
many?
you get 3.
Nice.
Yay. Thank you. Crow probably wouldn't think to say thank you, but Kiera's saying thank you.
I gotcha.
Teamwork.
Ari,
Yeah.
what were you doing?
Trying to think of a way to do this without revealing things. Ari waits and just kind of, Ari takes a day and just kind of sits in her room and meditates off and on, thinking about the conversation she had with Maquette, a little bit with Crow, and with Osei. And she waits until the hairs on the back of her neck stand up.
Understood.
And when she feels that there's nothing else really going on, she's just alone in her room.
Yep. She is absolutely patient enough. She could wait for hours if she needed to.
Yeah. She's just kind of off and on meditating. I would like for my soul to be, my shadow, to be stored at the Concord. But only if you come and take it in person. I have a couple questions I would like to ask you. That's it.
Okay.
And this would be like halfway through the week.
Yeah.
Like Wednesday.
Okay. The next 2 days pass. And then there is a kind of just and you see a what appears to be a paper bird tapping at your window.
Yeah, she goes and takes it.
You open it up, and as you open it up, the bird just vanishes. You wanted to speak.
Did you know that there were other pallet elves out there? I know you never said that there weren't, but I always thought that there weren't. And I'm just wondering if you knew.
So I'm just trying to find the right.
What's the vibe?
I don't think that's the vibe.
No.
Dark Souls boss battle over here.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Actually, this one. This is pretty decent. I was aware that it was a possibility. I was also aware of its relevance.
Yes, I knew you'd have a reason to not tell me. There wouldn't be a need for me to go looking.
Of course.
Thank
Is
you.
that all?
Did they get buried? My family.
I don't know which ones were your family.
Did any of them get buried?
Not by me. Perhaps they were at some point. But the dead... I've always seen it as a waste of effort. The time can be better spent on actions that have more of a return.
Of course. I have a few letters, updates on various things from the school, and she goes and she gathers her notes and the various things that she's collected, information and stuff like that. And it's just a small, compact, unassuming notebook. Hands it over to him.
Begins to kind of flip through it. And your shadow, you have it with you?
Would she have it with her? No, it is in the vault of the school.
And you are not already on your way to retrieve it because...
I wish to speak with you first. I will go get it now. And she leaves. And she goes down to the vaults to see, I guess it would be Risha.
This is like the middle of the night.
Oh, it is?
Risha is not currently there. Kepri is currently sitting at their shared desk.
Is he still counting sand?
No, he's scribing something on what appears to be a scroll.
She...
Not in a language that you understand, though.
Yeah.
Oof. Comprehend language.
I have decided to have my shadows stored at the vaults of the Cerulean Concord and Eris, and I would here to retrieve it and hand it off to my warden from there, who will bring it back to its destination. I was given permission to do this.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh boy.
That's an 11? It's not bad for me.
That's true.
What do you have, a -2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
13 minus 2.
Oh, that's painful.
So it's an 11 total.
Mm-hmm.
His antennae kind of shake, and you hear in your mind, I don't know. I can retrieve Risha to confirm if you'd like.
Yes, please, as quickly as possible.
He gets up, kind of looking towards you, and goes into a separate room. Does Ari wait?
Yes.
Okay. Risha walks in, nightgown, like a robe, pulled, very fluffy. I don't suppose this could wait till morning?
No, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I didn't know when he would
You
come to
say
retrieve it.
someone is here too. Alright.
Yes.
And she's going to make a quick insight check.
Mm-hmm.
That's much better. That's a 35!
Oh boy! Yeah. Aries, can I note it? She's shaking a little bit. She's not under duress. But
How, in this moment, does Ari want to send her shadow?
yes.
Important distinction. There is with a 35, I'm going to allow this distinction to be made.
Mm-hmm.
There is a potential difference between feels like she should or is supposed to and wants to.
Yes. I think with the answer she got, she wants to. She's more just shaking because she's like, I can't keep him waiting, I can't keep him waiting. And that's more the vibe that she's getting is Ari feels rushed and embarrassed it's in the middle of the night and she's inconveniencing everyone.
Alright. Risha goes and retrieves a canopic jar with a likeness of your face. And as she hands it over, she kind of doesn't let go of it for a moment and makes eye contact. You understand, but if something happens to this, and then something happens to you,
I understand. It will be kept safe, and if it is needed, it can be retrieved easily by those that I trust and those that care about me.
alright. She releases it.
Mary.
Allows you to leave.
Goes right back up to
Does
her
she
room.
walk or does she
She goes at a brisk pace.
Yeah.
You know, careful with the jar,
Yeah.
but, you know,
What happens if you drop one of those?
I don't know. Air's not going to find out.
No.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Thalion has not moved.
Yep.
He is standing in the same spot, but appears to have finished reading through your notes. Decent, all factors considered. Tosses the book onto your bed. Takes the canopic jar.
You have my permission to study it as well, if needed. I know that the idea of the soul being broken into components was of some interest. Could be useful.
More on the utility of it, but
Yes.
you are not incorrect.
And should anything happen to me, you will have control of if and when I come back. If and where.
Alright then.
Thank you.
Was there anything else?
I don't believe so, no.
There is no word spoken, but there is a familiar look of disapproval would likely be the closest word. And you can make an insight check.
Yeah, because Aries trying to think, is there something else I need to tell him? It's a natural 20.
The sense you get is a sense of, you called me all the way out here for 2 questions in a jar. Like the message, the words you had spoken talked about that you had important questions, and in his perspective, it was 2 completely random questions that did not have much weight, and a jar that has part of your soul in it, but nothing that he doesn't feel he already owns. So, very much a feeling of, that's it.
The question about there being other pallid elves was brought about because I met one. A teammate of my classmate Caspian, his brother. And it had raised doubts in my mind about how honest you were with me regarding my family And I
You
felt
doubted
it.
their death?
No. But I had always assumed that there were no more pallid elves, or that there were so few of them. And you had never corrected that thought, and for some reason that
To put
caused
it
doubt.
bluntly, it did not matter. There could have been millions out there. It would not have changed anything.
Yes, I recognize that now. But I apologize for bringing you out here for such a silly question. But you have eased my mind. And
I hope you can focus on the task at hand now.
yes. Yes.
Good. Continue with regular updates, and as you know, I'll be keeping an eye.
Of course. Give my regards to Olive as well.
As he climbs onto the ledge and just vanishes.
We're gonna be.
Are you aiding and abetting the enemy?
He's not the enemy. What are you talking about?
You traitor!
He's not the enemy. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Even Al right now is like, he's a bad dude. I don't like him.
You're not
Yeah, but
there.
Al doesn't know yet.
No, Al has
El
limited contact.
has
Oh, okay.
interacted with him on a very brief.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Al
But
doesn't
that's
know
enough.
Yeah.
But as Ari gets some rest for the evening,
Bit restless.
and as the midterm break winds down, and Cass arrives back at school, that is where we will end tonight's episode. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Good night.